have, and I don't know if we're getting all three or just
It'll
one
be
or
a
two.
surprise.
It'll be a surprise, but we have today special guest, the Booth Besties, which,
Amazing.
gosh,
So
it
I've
was,
heard of this, but I don't
mhm,
know much about it. So I'm very excited to dive in and
yeah.
see
They're
what
like
it's about.
3 women colleagues, VO, as far as we're gonna find out more, but they do a lot of really great things for the community. And it's
Mm.
I mean, they have a podcast. I actually was on a seminar last night with like 3 casting agents, which was great.
Oh,
Uh,
wow. So
yeah,
they're
yeah,
really helping connect. They're,
yes,
they're
I would
connectors in the industry.
absolutely, yes. JT's in the house.
Yeah, this will
So
be
nice
fun.
to like actually meet you. I feel like the other Jen is the only one I've actually spoken to live on a Zoom call, but I know you
Yeah.
through social media, so yeah. So it's really cool.
This is the first time we're all like in
I know.
one
Do we have all
place
3 of you?
together. We will
What?
be.
Look,
Oh,
we
wow.
I
got
just realized
Aleesha.
I'm signed in as VO Booth Besties. I didn't know I was. Sorry.
Hey, that's
You
appropriate.
can call me Aleesha. I'm just kidding.
We were just saying so I know we have 2 Jens, and Jen, do you go by JT? I was on the
Yeah.
seminar last night. Okay, JT. And Aleesha, thank you so much. Is Jen Greenfield coming in too?
Yes.
She is.
Okay, great.
This will be the most people we've had
I
on
know.
the.
I know. You saw we did our husbands like last week. Did you
Yes,
guys?
that was
Somebody mentioned that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're both kind of quiet guys, and we're just like,
But they're
okay.
not. Like, they're hilarious. They're funny. And we're like, we don't know if they're gonna be like chatty and funny or if they're gonna be like quiet and awkward. So
Right. What do we do with that? But
That's
that was fun.
fun.
Yeah.
I don't think our husbands would agree to such a thing.
Oh, mine would. But
Well,
Mine would. I don't think NJ's would. He'd be like, no.
really? I mean, my husband super hates being like on camera. He hates any of that, and he'll do what I ask if he has
That's
to.
funny.
He's very quiet. He's like, I mean, that's why I married him, so I could talk and he didn't have to.
no, mine came from radio. That's where we met.
Oh,
So
wow.
you put him in front of a mic and he's like, "Blah, blah, 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 blah," and he'll talk about VO all day long.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we've had Tracy Lindley and 2 of her kids in. That was probably, you guys have one more than we had in that session, I think.
oh
Right?
yeah, but they were all in the same one.
Yes. Yay. I was just shoving food in my mouth too. So
Yeah, me too.
It's about that time. Yeah.
we just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people reach out to me about, getting into voiceover and all that stuff. And I just love having resources like people like the Booth Besties to be like, to guide them to you and say, hey, get on this Facebook page. You're going to see a lot of wonderful offerings and just great supportive people. And, again, I've only met on like personal one-on-one with Jen Greenfield, but I've seen both of Aleesha and JT on social media, just real good people. Right. Also wanted to mention what?
I almost wore the same shirt.
I bought it it was for like a good cause, but I don't know the person personally.
Bobby Alcott.
Bobby
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Thanks
Oh,
for that.
yeah,
We're gonna
yeah.
see him at the end of the month, and we're gonna present him with a check.
Aw.
It's been a really great fundraiser.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I didn't know him personally, but I wanted the shirt anyway, and I wanted to help out.
Win-win.
So,
Perfect.
Yeah.
yay. I noticed like the Booth Besties started seeing stuff, and then it just seems like it's like become this bigger thing. Like it's great. Like literally saw that, the logo's really cute and the idea is really cute, and all the different things, and obviously supporting in our community. But then it just feels like I was on the thing with Mary Lynn, last night. I was like, how did it take off
Art,
from,
yeah. Whose brainchild is this?
yes.
Aleesha Bake is our idea girl. She is always so do you want me to tell it really? Do you want me to tell it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
Long and short, this is the really interesting part about it. We've only known each other for a year. Like this thing has gotten legs and just it's sprinting. But we met at the One Voice conference in Dallas.
Okay.
And we were getting a lot of feedback from folks who were feeling frustrated, that you go to conferences or you go to different events and you sort of get a little bit of information and it has to be real high level, right? Because the speakers are having to speak to such a range of students and of talent, I guess I should say. And we're like, there's got to be a way that we can really get more information out of these speakers and really just provide it for folks, because that's what they need, and not feel like I have to buy the package deal and the coaching package and the online webinar just to get really fundamental answers to questions that working pros have. So Aleesha gets credit for the brainchild of coming up. JT, did you come up with VO Booth Besties as the name?
Yeah, I joked about it on a LinkedIn post and it just kind of stuck.
It's
Yeah,
catchy.
so and then collectively I'm the networker and I try to find different people, but collectively it's all just been it's been an effort on all of our parts to bring things together. And as we've gone along, it's been really fantastic because we have a loose script, but it actually, our speakers really like it because it keeps us on track where, we get a lot of information in 1 hour. But they're telling other people, people are coming to us to be speakers. That's what's really nice.
I know, that's so cool.
Yeah, you've already said it. We have the voiceover community as a whole is fantastic anyway, but certainly the kind of the community that's gotten built within the VO Booth Besties, they're here for us. Like they support all our initiatives. We've got accountability groups happening now. We did the t-shirt fundraiser. It's taken on kind of a life of its own, but we're enjoying the ride.
That's so awesome.
I had somebody message me this morning, literally, and they're like, I didn't think that we needed another Facebook group in the VO community, but I love your Facebook group. And I was like, well, I think the reason we needed it is because everything's run by somebody selling something. They're all like, they're selling their coaching services or they're selling their conference or they're selling, and so it feels kind of like, can I really trust this information? And I would try to post things and they'd be like, they'd delete my post, because I might have been recommending a different coach than they, they were.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have a place where people could trust. So it's just peers. Like we're not coaching. Well, sometimes like I know NJ does consulting kind of things like on people's LinkedIn platform, their LinkedIn profile or their social media branding. We don't coach. So we have
no motive.
We're just your bestie.
You're a bestie. Right. Yeah. And Jess, I was on the thing last night and they were running this like give you a compliment, like a well-oiled machine. You're like, back to you, JT. Okay. Coming up to you, Aleesha. I was like, what are
That's
they
what
like?
you get with
Right.
professionals.
Yeah. Jess and I are like, we're professionals, but we literally come into these conversations, right? Same idea, but like
we're eating.
Yeah, right. And and we just off the cuff. We don't even often we'll get on and we don't even know we don't even know what we're going to talk about. We're like, okay, let's just go because it's more authentic and real and imperfect and relatable and all those things. So see, I'm not on Facebook that much and yet I still see you guys. So that's pretty good because you guys are big on Facebook. The accountability things on Thursday, like tell me more about that.
So the accountability groups, they're actually on Monday.
Oh, Mondays.
Nevin Stoltz runs the AM and Jessica Matheson runs the PM.
Okay.
And it's just an hour to get people together in a Zoom. It started because so many people were saying we need an accountability group. I don't have one or I have one and it doesn't work for me. So Nev and Jess stepped up and said, well, we'll run them. So everybody just kind of gets their to-do list together and hops onto Zoom, and it's an hour to just focus on your work together.
So you're like working, but you're all on the call together. So you're not like talking about what you're doing specifically. You're more actually just like, okay, today I'm accountable for this hour. I'm going to network or not a network, like do some marketing or whatever that is.
They set goals. So Nevin has a tracking sheet and I haven't sat through one of Jessica's yet, but Nevin sets goals. So he kind of goes through each person that's in, like, what are your goals? And then if they're in the next week, he says, hey, did you accomplish your goals?
Oh, okay.
And then once that person is done talking, they're just in the room kind of listening and also getting work done at the same time, which is pretty cool. It's a nice format because it changes. Some weeks it'll be 5 people and then the next week it'll be 3 people, but they're 3 different people, and Nevin and Jessica are the ones who kind of stay the same and it rotates around.
Okay.
But that's a great point too that you're making, AB, is to remind that you know, we don't have to run everything. And that's what's also been the beauty of this, is we're not having to micromanage. People understand our messaging, they understand our branding, what we represent, and they want to be a part of it and they want to help. So when Nevin stood up, it was, you know, was like, hey, I'd love to run this accountability group. We said, go for it.
Nice.
Go for it. And it's been
All
great.
yours.
Yep.
That's amazing.
You're
Like,
you're still booking on top of this too, right? Like you're still running your own businesses.
Yeah.
And you're doing that. Like, would you consider this another business that you're running, or is it more of like a passion project to help other people?
Well, we
It's
don't make any
definitely
money.
Yeah, we don't make any money, so that's the passion
it's not a
part, but it
business.
is definitely a job. I mean, we update, we have a a website that's full-time. Every day we're updating our website, plus we're trying to balance on social media, plus we're trying to engage on social media. Then collectively,
right.
the three of us, just like you already said, Michelle, we're getting pinged like, hey, how do I get started? Do you have a suggestion? And so we kind of have our resources list, kind of have our little spiel.
Yeah.
So we are jockeying, but I mean, JT, she's just busted out a whole new demo. Like we're all still very entrenched in voiceover as well. So
Yeah. I saw the, like you did the, well, it makes sense. The three of you, like the Charlie's Angels thing is so cute. I mean, it's adorable. So and it's a great resource. So I'm going to constantly be sending the people that reach out to me to that as one of the resources, because, and I'm working on a resource page on my website that I would, stuff like that. So you're like, that's good. I mean,
awesome.
I'm trying to do the same thing right now, like just build a resource page, because people, it's if we all had $1 for every time someone's
oh
like,
my gosh.
hey, that's a cool job. How did you get into that?
Yeah.
That's another thing that's really nice about the three of us, is we each bring something different to the table. We've grown as business people, not only like in how we communicate, but again, we kind of joke. I'm sort of the visual. JT does a lot of audio. AB is our cheerleader. She handles social media. Like we all have a place, but then we also just pick up if the other one drops, you know, like it's constantly in motion. But I think that's what helps the dynamic, is that we all bring something different to the table, and that's helped us, you know, get along. It can, you know, when there's too many A's in the room, you know, it can get a little sketchy, but
yeah, it's good when you compliment each other. I mean, I think Jess and I do that as well. Like we compliment, we have where my strengths end and hers are, you know, but, because it is hard. It's good to have that camaraderie. So we're going to put in the show notes links to your website, to the Facebook page, all the links to the places that people can become, or because anybody can join the Facebook page, right? It's not like limited to, it's not, you don't have to be, okay. Yay.
And if people aren't Facebook people, we have a newsletter that they can sign up for that way. Because there are a lot of people who are like, I don't really get on Facebook.
Yeah.
So they can still get all the links and make sure they're up to date on like the special events and things that we have. Yeah.
What do you got coming up? Do you have anything special coming up that you're excited about?
Thursday, we have Rachel Naylor coming on to tell us about the video game conference coming up in LA in November.
Oh, interesting. We just appreciate you guys jumping on with us in our silly little show here.
yes, well, we're glad you invited us.
We love the connections. Yeah, we love what you're doing. And the more we can connect people to the right places, then the less time that they can spend wandering in circles trying to find information, right?
And that's the key, getting good information. Vetted, credible information.
Yes.
Opinions.
Hallelujah.
And you're the first people who actually put all three of us in one interview.
I know. I'm like,
that's incredible. That was Michelle. Michelle has been coordinating.
Well, I mean, I tried to coordinate with Jen, but I didn't know if we'd get all. I even said that when I announced you guys. I was like, I don't know who we're getting today, but we'll be lucky to get one or two, or maybe we'll get all three. But
we live on the edge.
Yeah, we
got us all.
Totally live on the edge. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Appreciate
all right,
it.
bye.
Too. Bye.
Bye. Just interesting little side note. Last night, while we were doing the interview with the casting panel, the Facebook group had 1,000 members.
Aw.
I love this story. It's like
That's
the story that it's what's needed, and everybody just kind of found it all. You know what I mean? It wasn't like someone's like trying hard to make it work. It just kind of came together, and it's such beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we met in Dallas, and then it was originally like, okay, we're going to be an accountability group, but none of us is good at accountability per
Oh,
se.
right? That'd be terrible.
So, but we talked all the time. After months and months of talking about it, Aleesha was like, that's it, we're doing this. So
Nice.